I ran into this video a little while ago, about a week ago now. It was posted on YouTube about a month ago, titled 12 Insane Things That Mormons Believe. And you know me, I like addressing anti-Mormon propaganda, so I thought I'd take a look at it. And this will be a response to his 12 things. It's not a reaction. I've seen this video more than once, but I wanted to address it, and we will show, or I will show the video, and then I will respond to each point that he makes. And because it is 12 points, I will most likely divide the video into 12 segments. So, let's get into his video. We will look at the...
In today's video, we will give you 12 things that Mormons actually believe that are like legit crazy that you need to know about. So let's jump right into it. Hey guys, your friend Spencer here. Before we get into the video today, I want to remind you we have the Dr. Matters...
I love his jumping right into it. He's got to plug his book first, so we will skip his advertisement for his book. But I do want to mention just by saying these are legit crazy, he's basically trying to insinuate that to believe in the LDS faith is a mental illness. That you have to, there has to be something mentally wrong with a person to believe in this faith. And he's going to show what he means by that in just a moment. Here we go.
So let's talk about Mormonism. It is a strange religion. It really is a cult, is what it is. Despite what some Christian leaders have said recently, Mormonism is not a Christian denomination. It is not a Christian religion. It's its own weird, strange thing started by a weird, strange guy who was so weird.
Let's just mention it. Of course, I try not to speak specifically or personally about whoever is making a video that I am responding to. I don't find that helpful. But his presentation, by bringing in supposed comments from somebody else, he's trying, the video is to present himself as having the real truth. You know, and you'll see as the video goes on that he rarely actually cites anything from the church. He just talks about things and shows some images and some pictures, but he never actually uses references to prove his point in general. Very rarely does he do anything like that. He's trying to present himself as the one who really knows the truth, which is a very arrogant way of presenting anything.
Strange. He actually got run out of every town he ever lived in back in America, and so we're going to.
I'm not going to actually comment on anything else he says in the introduction.
So let's get into it.
We're just going to
today.
comment on his 12
Number
points.
one,
So
the Mormons believe that it is.
Let's pause that one more time before we get into this first one. That's what I'm going to do is just his 12 points. I did want to make those two comments at the beginning, or those brief comments at the beginning, because he does show this throughout the rest of it. So we'll get into it. Let's watch his first point.
So let's get into it today. Number one, the Mormons believe that it is actually a sin to drink caffeine. Yes, if you are a Mormon, the Coca-Colas have got to go. The coffee has got to go. The Starbucks has got to go, because that is a sin to drink caffeine.
Though she knew it was contrary to the word of wisdom, she developed the habit of drinking coffee and kept a coffee pot on the back of her stove. She claimed that the Lord will not keep me out of heaven for a little cup of coffee.
You'll note that he says caffeine, but then he puts up this talk that's talking only about coffee. It doesn't mention caffeine, it's coffee. And so he does this kind of, not exactly bait and switch, but it's the straw man. He's saying, they believe caffeine is a sin, but let me show you all the stuff about coffee. It's what they call a false equivalency. And the whole thing here, this whole graphic put around this video clip, it even acknowledges, it has a picture, coffee and tea. These are well-known symbols of coffee and tea. And then they say caffeine in the text. So it's again, it's not accurately depicting what the talk is even about, for one thing, but it's not accurately. They claim caffeine, and yet they only mention coffee, and they can only give references for coffee and tea.
But because of that little cup of coffee, she could not qualify for temple recommend, and neither could those of her children who drank coffee with her. She lived to a good old age, and she did eventually qualify to re-enter and serve in the temple. But only one of her 10 children had a worthy temple marriage, and a great number of her posterity, which is now in its 5th generation, live outside of the blessings of the restored gospel she believed in. We must not let one little cup of coffee, one bad habit, one bad choice, one wrong decision derail us for a lifetime.
So, whatever. I'm not judging. Just y'all do your thing over there. But they do actually believe that it is a sin to drink caffeine.
Okay, first of all, you notice his mocking attitude, of course. Oh, I'm not judging. Of course he's judging. So, but let's not get into that. The simple fact is that he's wrong. Caffeine is not prohibited by the church, nor is it taught that you're going to be condemned to hell for drinking caffeine. Coffee and tea, yes, that is against the doctrine of the church, but not caffeine. And this is, let me read this is from the book Mormon Doctrine, written by Bruce R. McConkie. I believe when he wrote it, he was a member of the 70, but he did later become an apostle. And 3 types of things are prohibited to man by the word of wisdom: tobacco, strong drinks, and hot drinks. By strong drinks is meant alcoholic beverages. Hot drinks, according to the prophet's own statement, mean tea and coffee. Accordingly, the negative side of the word of wisdom is a command to abstain from tea, coffee, tobacco, and liquor. There's nothing else there. The only thing that will prevent a member of the church from fully participating in all aspects of the religion, meaning participating in ordinances, attending the temple, those kind of things. The only thing on this regards that will prevent a member from fully participating when it comes to what we eat and drink is partaking of those 4 things: coffee, tea, tobacco, and alcohol. So there is nothing else that is prohibited. But let us read a few other things here. I like this. This is a statement. This is, it was the June 1988 Ensign that quotes Bruce R. McConkie. In this article, it states here, "The church has taken no stand against any substances containing caffeine other than coffee and tea." So drink also. I don't drink caffeine. I don't like it. I have had caffeinated soda before, and I think it tastes horrible. And yes, caffeine has some health problems with it. It is addictive. It has been shown to be linked to heart problems if you drink too much of it. So I stay away from it. That's my own personal choice. My brother drinks it. We are both members in good standing. Then you have this one here. I love this one. This is from Boyd K. Packer. This is from the April General Conference in 1996.
The word of wisdom was given for a principle with a promise. That word principle in the Revelation is a very important one. A principle is an enduring truth, a law, a rule you can adopt to guide you in making decisions. Generally, principles are not spelled out in detail. That leaves you free to find your way with an enduring truth, a principle as your anchor. It's well known that tea, coffee, liquor, and tobacco are against it. It has not been spelled out in more detail. Rather, we teach the principle together with the promised blessing. Promises made in the Revelation will be denied to the careless or the reckless.
So the word of wisdom as this is, it's a principle given with promise. And the promises are health, both bodily and spiritually and mentally. That's basically it. You'll be strong of body, sound of mind, and pure of spirit. So, caffeine is not in violation of anything in the church. There's no prohibition against caffeine. Nobody calls it a sin. It is counseled that we do not drink it. And I love this other quote from Boyd K. Packer. Obedience to counsel will keep you on the safe side of life. So the counsel is to stay away from anything that's addictive. Caffeine's addictive, so the counsel would include caffeine. But it is only counsel, not commandment. If you drink caffeine, you will still be a member in good standing. So, now, other than just being false in what he's claiming, let's go back to the initial claim of the title of the show, that these are legit, crazy things that Mormons believe in. Why is having a health code crazy? And why is saying to stay away from addictive substances crazy? What is so crazy about that? There's actually many doctors, health professionals, that suggest to stay away from caffeine. And health codes are nothing new to religion. Every religion has a health code. Even the Jews had a health code. They have the clean and unclean animals. And prohibitions on strong, they were told not to drink strong drinks. Famous story, Daniel. When the king offered them the king's meat, Daniel and his 3 companions said, no, we'll just eat, fruits and vegetables. There has always been a health code. God has always told people how to live healthy, how to keep, as I say, keep the body, strong of body, strong of body, stable of mind, pure of spirit. God has always had His commandments that will keep us healthy if we obey. So health code is nothing new. I don't see why this is insane. The only insane thing, and the reason that they call it insane, the only reason they call this insane is because they don't want to give up caffeine. And what it really is this really shows it's insane that God would actually want you to live a sober and moderate life. That's really what they're saying when they call this insane, is that it's insane to expect people for God. Well, it's insane to believe that a loving God would expect me to control my appetites. Anyways, I'm going to leave that video here. I will continue on point 2 in a later video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe. Tune in next time.